going on, everybody?
Yo, what's happening on this terrific Tuesday?
How's it going, man? How you been?
Man, pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just busy. One of those weeks, man, where it's just we missed recording yesterday. I had an academic awards ceremony to my nephew, Hunter, man. Highest grade in history in the whole high school. Dude, proud of you, bro. Love you, man. But yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Nice. Congrats, man.
Congrats. He's a junior. He's a junior, and so he'll be a senior next year, which is insane. It makes me feel old. But anyway, man, I'm just blessed. My niece and nephew, I'm very, very close to both of them. Hey, Maddie, what's up, babe? I'm just blessed. They're not just my niece and nephew. They're also like my brother and sister. So it's like we got a real special relationship. So couldn't miss out on that. And
Nice.
man, had a rough night as far as on the diamond, though, man. The winning streak finally came to an end. We'd won 4 straight days. Like I said, we'd won 10 in a row going into Friday. Went 3-2 Friday, which was mad about that. But, man, struggled last night. Went 1-4. Just one of those nights, man. You know, we're just took a couple teams in the first 5. They end up coming back to win the game late, but couldn't get any runs early, man. And that's super frustrating. But overall, can't complain, though, man. Still trudging right along, 57-40 on the year. Never going to complain about that start. But, man, I am super proud of the night you had last night. I'm toasting you right here, man. Holy smoke. Perfect 6-0. Give it up for the Wade train. Boom.
Yeah, man. No, yesterday was real nice, especially Sunday was a little rough. I think we gave back a little over a unit. I think we missed our first 4 or 5 bets on Sunday. We ended up cashing like our last 2 or 3 to kind of save the day.
Nice.
But
nice.
Yeah, man, who doesn't want to start on a Monday off going 6-0?
Dude, that's amazing. That's a beautiful way to start the week. And what I liked about your card, too, man, you had a lot of fun stuff in there. I noticed, like, as usual, had some out stuff. You had a parlay in there, and I think you had a pitcher to record a win, which I'm starting to like that market even more. You've kind of sold me on that.
Yeah.
So, man, it just – I don't know. I just looked at it. I was like, man, not just the fact you went 6-0, but the fact that it was spread out amongst a lot of fun markets. I was kind of, impressed.
Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit this year on the overwalks. The underwalks have been hitting for us, so we're trying to start to stay away from overwalks unless we really like a team, and a pitcher facing each other. But other than that, man, we're falling in love with under K props. The under earned run props are really nice to find.
Nice.
Just unders, man. I mean, we'll definitely take some overs. Outs, we feel very confident in the outs plays. Most of them are doing pretty well. So when I get back from Vietnam, I'll have some better stats and data for how we're actually doing on all those props. But yeah, man, I can't complain. Monday, we'll see if we can keep the train rolling today.
That's it, man. That's it. I was going to toss out a quick little tip here, just a handicapping tip, if you don't mind, if you have just a couple extra minutes. But something I like to do, and if you're new to betting or old to betting, if you're a seasoned vet or you've been betting a week or 10 years or 20 years, whatever, I highly, highly, highly recommend keeping records. I don't care if I'm old school. I like Excel where I can sort things on my own and all that, or use an app. There's a ton of apps out there to track your plays. But I like going to Excel. Mainly I like separating because I'm a strikeout props guy. I like separating my sides and my strikeout props just to where I can see what's working, what's not, and hit on a little something this morning. It's early, it's small sample size, but strikeout props right now are 23-9. $100 bettors made almost $1,300 with these strikeout props. I'm loving them. A lot of them
That's
plus
amazing.
money. A lot of them plus money unders, like you talk about. But my sides, this is kind of shocking. I've been betting MLB, like I said, over 20 years. I'm usually really good at sides. Sides just 34-31. So right there at break even, probably down a little bit. Actually, I had some juicy ones I've laid. So it's just weird. Like last year, the sides were really strong. I think made 20 units overall in the year with sides, made 15 with props. Yeah. But this year, it's the props that are carrying the Eat, Watch, Bet, and Bettors Insider train. So that's kind of my tip of the morning, I guess you'd say. Keep good records so you can go back and look and say, all right, well, maybe I need to focus more on this market, maybe leave this one kind of in the background. I'm not going to quit betting sides. I mean, I just love the process too much. I like looking at bullpens. I like looking at lineups. But I might dial it back a little bit just because right now it's not working. So what do you think about that? I mean, I know you're big on keeping records too. You use several apps.
Yeah, man. I used Action last year, switched over to Bet Stamp this year. I just like the look and the outlook, the app, I guess, the how it's all
Gotcha.
set up and structured a little bit better. But yeah,
Nice.
no, it's super important, especially if you right now if you weren't tracking that and you're looking at your record, you don't know what you're doing good at and what you're not. Um, yeah, it's something that I think everybody should do. I think most people do. At least this, like all the cappers are tracking everything. So if
Yeah.
you're just a weekend better or a casual better, I think you should still keep track of. One, I think you should keep track of what you're betting, how much you're putting on each one, and then also
Amen.
if you're tailing different people, because I know not everybody likes to tail just one person. You should also put
Mhm.
down who's giving those bets. You can go back and see, is this guy helping
Dude,
me win more than this other
yeah.
guy? So,
It's a great,
heck, even
great.
I still follow people. I'm still a member in one other Discord because I like to support one of the cappers that I'm pretty good friends with. I don't really usually take all of his bets because he does a lot, but I like to look at what he's doing and seeing what he's doing, and it's I'll take some of his stuff personally, just kind of help my bankroll out because I don't like to give out more than a handful of plays. 6, 7 plays is where we usually some days we'll have 8, but usually we stay around 4 or 5 if we can.
Yeah,
And
that's
but
responsible.
my buddy gives out. He's big on baseball. He'll put out like 50 different props on all sorts of different game lines,
Dang.
props, hitter stuff, NRFIs, and he kind of does that so you can kind of pick and choose what you like.
Okay.
He kind of just gives you options, and that's all he does all day. That's what he
Wow.
does for his profession. So um,
Good for
I'll kind of
him.
just I'll dabble on some of his stuff that I want to just help my bankroll with. And I
Okay.
still keep track of it just to make sure I'm doing good. Because if he's not helping me out, I'll kind of back off it a little bit. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, you like the sides. That's something that we don't really give out a lot, just
Hmm.
because when we've done it in the past, we kind of sit where you're at right now, where it's just like
Hmm.
mediocre, or you kind of break
Yep.
even, or a little bit
Yep.
less because we take a lot of juice. But you've been so successful at it. There's no reason for you to ever jump off that train.
Well, I
I've never
appreciate
really
the
been that
kind
good at the
words,
money lines
man.
and stuff. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
appreciate the kind words, but it's funny. It's funny you say that. It's something else. That's why I love our chats here. I always learn something. It's funny in do fine with sides in baseball, but long term, not nearly as good with sides in NFL. It's, usually just
oh, terrible.
50-50. NFL is going to be the most efficient market out there. Most eyes on it, most people betting on it, a lot of liquidity in that
That's real
market.
tough.
So my props in NFL are a whole lot better than my sides, and with good reason. I think, man, it's just easier to beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
Baseball, I mean, you can really lean on the bullpens, the starting pitcher, if a team's batting hot or cold, especially if they're facing right-hand, left-hand pitcher. I don't know if you necessarily pay attention to the umpires a lot, but last year when I was taking
Mhm.
money lines and totals, I was actually looking to see who the umpire was because some of that makes a
Absolutely,
difference.
dude. Yeah, I man, it's so funny. Back, gosh, I used to. This used to work back in the day. I don't think maybe it still does a little bit, but it's funny. We just kind of walk down memory lane. Back in probably, sheesh, man, probably 2006, 2008 ish. You could make a ton just waiting to see who the umpires were, and then betting the total. So if you know a guy like the one back in the day was John Hirschbeck, he had a wide strike zone, and so you could make a ton betting unders because he was just ringing guys up. And so
Mm.
MLB.com, they still do this. I think they post them up about an hour before first pitch or whatever. And so if they had a line that was, say a total of 9, but then Hirschbeck, you find out Hirschbeck's behind on plate, you could just bet the
Yeah.
heck out of it. It would drop all the way 8.5 or even 8, go down a full run, and you're just sitting pretty. I miss those days, man.
That's a good tip, man. That's a good
Yep.
tip. I mean, it takes a lot more effort to look into the umpires,
Yeah,
but
it's tough,
it
and you
can
got to
help you. It
wait
can
till
help
an
you out.
hour before a game, and it's only relevant on the first game of the series because then after that, you know who it's going to be. So it'd only be good on like Monday, Tuesday, and then Friday. The first games of a series.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of tough to have to sit on MLB.com, hit refresh. You're frantically trying to chase the best line, and there's really no way you can give out picks that way because it just pigeonholes you into that hour before the game. It's like, no.
And not getting the best lines most of the time. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
jumping from that, I mean, What do you think is going on with the Cardinals this year, man? It's killing me because I took them as
Man.
I actually put money on them to win the division, and it's not looking good.
Well, hey, don't feel bad, Wade. I got money on them. I forget what number I got. I bet them over their season win total. And man, I don't feel good about it at all. Yeah, I got them over 84.5 wins. And dude,
that's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be tough.
We talked about it on Friday. We was lucky to cash that lean we had with Sonny Gray to get the win. But who knew they didn't win a game the rest of the weekend? Like they lost 2 out of 3 to the freaking White Sox, man. The Pale Hose. I mean, they are the new AAA team. It ain't the Oakland AAAs anymore. It's it's the White Sox are the new AAA team in baseball.
Sure.
The Rockies,
for sure.
How does the St. Louis lineup not producing any better, man? Just 24th. I looked it up earlier because one of my other plays. They're 24th out of 30 teams in WRC Plus against righties. That is terrible. Even with Arenado and Goldschmidt in the lineup, Goldie's got to get it going, man. I don't know what's wrong with him. If I'm not mistaken, he's a former NL MVP a few years back. He was with the Diamondbacks, but he looks lost at the plate. I don't know.
Correct.
Do you think they're going to fire Ollie Marmol? You think they're going to fire him? You think he lasts through the All-Star break?
I don't know. I was never really that big of a fan of his hire in the first place. Some of these teams make some bad decisions while managers, one being the White Sox. I don't know what they're doing with some of these managers that they've brought in. I think they could have made a lot. They had a lot of different options they could have chose, and I get why they took him, but I don't know. I think he'll last the season.
Okay.
I don't think he'll get fired in the season, but he will get fired after the season. No doubt.
If
they don't, they spent money. They brought over Sonny Gray. They brought back Lance Lynn. I know people aren't that high on him, but Lance Lynn can still get you innings. He can go deep for you. He can help the bullpen out.
He's still a horse. Yeah.
I don't know, man. They just made some moves because I think they were trying to get back in position to win this division, and it's just completely gone sideways. I bet on them because of Sonny Gray. Basically, I thought he was gonna.
And he's been lights out. He's been lights out. I mean, they could end up, if they go at this rate, they could end up with a losing record, and Gray will win the NL Cy Young. Holy smoke!
No, I know.
He's
he
only
could have 20+ wins this year. So
it's insane.
He's only one guy. Obviously, he pitches once every 5 days. You got to have good hitting, and I don't know. When you really look at their roster, they're really not hitting very well anybody. I don't know. Even if Arenado and Goldschmidt were doing well, it's still only 2 players in their lineup. Everybody else is still just I don't know. I guess they've done a bad job of putting this team together when you really sit back and look at it. Because the Brewers, the Cubs, everybody's good right now in that division. Yeah. Really, the Reds are starting to take on a little bit. Pirates, they were good at the beginning of the season. They seem to be one of the worst hitting teams in baseball now. So I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what's going on with them, but.
It's kind of the same as last year. They started out hot and they fizzled real quick. The Cards, it's just weird. It strictly is the lineup right now. I've looked at their bullpen stats. I'm a big bullpen guy. I have them rated, I think, the 5th or 6th best bullpen in baseball. Bullpen's not the problem. It's just they're not scoring any runs. Just not.
Yeah, you have to score.
I haven't really dug into their rotation other than Gray, just because he's a guy. Like I said, he's a local guy. He lives like 30 minutes down the road from me here, which is kind of crazy. But I like Gray a lot, but I don't really know how the rest of the rotation.
Gibson. I like Gibson. Gibson goes deep every game.
Gets a lot of ground balls. I like Gibson. Not a big strikeout guy, but he gets a ton of ground balls.
I've never been a fan of Michaelis. I'm not sure. He really should be like a 5th starter on most teams.
He's struggling. His expected batting average 302. He's just been getting rocked, and I think he gets rocked again today. I think he gets rocked again today by the Mets, by the way. But
yes, his over 5.5 hits prop looked pretty good to me. I didn't take it, but it's something I actually dug into for about 15 minutes.
All right.
It's so hard to trust the Mets lineup, man, and I don't really like taking hit props anyways. If I do, it's going to be an under hit prop. We've hit a couple of under hits. But I stay away from over hit props.
Gotcha.
So
why do you think that is?
Usually
think it's mainly because the manager will pull the guy if he's giving up too many hits, and you end up losing the bet because if he gives up exactly 5 or 6, and you got 5.5, 6.5, you lose.
That's the thing. I feel like a lot of them fall on the hook. It's like the strikeout props. Books are pretty good on these hit props. I don't know how they are, but they are. You take a guy over 4.5, he'll land on 4 like 70% of the time. It seems that's nothing. Like I haven't looked into that, but that's how it feels when I take over hit props. They just don't hit very well. And you got to factor in walks and strikeouts too if they're getting their pitch count up. And if even guys can give up 4 hits and they can give up 3 runs, that'll destroy a guy right there. So it's just a tricky market. I'm not a big fan of it, but we'll take some under hits. Those seem to be a little bit safer. So yeah, we'll two-piece on that.
Nice, man.
What's the next topic you got?
Yeah, not really excited about the next topic as a Braves fan. Swept by the Dodgers. I mean, man, I know it's early, and then where have the bats been, man? I mean, they've been
really
shape.
bad, man.
Still 20-12. I mean, still in good shape, but the bats, they look. I don't know. Only one hitting now is Ozuna.
If you look at the full season, season, they're like top 3 or 5 in average. But if you look at last 30 days, they're like bottom 5 average, and I'm not sure if they're better against righties or lefties. They struggle a lot versus one of them. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. But either way, they're not hitting very well on the road either. We hit Paxton over outs against them.
Nice.
That seemed like a no-brainer. Braves are just struggling right now at the plate, so I think they're going to get it right with this week coming up here.
Yeah,
get away from the Dodgers
back tonight against the Red Sox. Got Aldo Lopez going.
Correct.
You got Cutter Crawford on the hill for Boston's been pretty good too. So that's gonna be a tough game.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. So if anybody wants to look at the total, I think the under is pretty safe in this game. We don't take totals, but I think the total would be under. I'm not sure what the line's set at, but I think this is an underplay today.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Lopez has been lights out. I've been really impressed by him. And like I said, I like Cutter Crawford quite a bit. It's kind of funny. Cutter Crawford has one of the best cutters in baseball. It's just fitting, right? If your name's Cutter, you gotta throw a good cutter. I mean, it just makes perfect sense.
Yeah. No, he's solid, man. So I think I'm not that high on the Red Sox. They can hit a little bit, but I think if they face the right pitcher, they can be shut down pretty easily. So
yeah, I was gonna see where I have Boston.
Did they play yesterday?
No,
or is today the first game for them?
Yeah.
So is this just a 2-game series, or they play 3 games?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the total schedule.
I
have Boston as the 16th best team in baseball, so about average, right at average, 30 teams.
Yeah, they're just okay. Yeah, they're not terrible. I think they're better than what people thought they were going to be.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with all Devers being banged up and he's missed some time.
I saw people take some futures on the Red Sox to finish last in that division. I don't think they're going to finish last in that division. I think the Rays are. I think the Red Sox could actually finish above Toronto because Toronto's offense can go silent too, and they really stink versus left-handed pitchers. I think
they do. It's weird too because they got good hitters. It's like Vladdy don't look like his normal self yet. Bo Bichette. He's okay, but he's not really. I don't know. He's not really hit his stride yet. I guess you'd say, but there's just some weirdness going on. Like teams that have been a big disappointment. Obviously, we already talked about St. Louis, but Tampa Bay's up there too. They haven't done. They're sitting at 18-18, which is actually better than I thought they were. But man, they just they don't hit lefties well at all. The bullpen's been just a walking gas can. Another team, Giants been a disappointment. 15-21 on the year.
I thought they were going to be good this year too, man. I really did. The Diamondbacks are disappointing too. I thought they were going to have a better record. I don't know what's going on with them.
Just 15-20.
Since I've been in Vietnam, I haven't been able to watch any games, so I'm not really like checking box scores like I always am. I'm not up to date with like who's all playing each other, how well they've been doing. So I don't really know. I've got my eye on some teams, but when I look at some of this stuff, I'm shocked at how some of these teams are playing so bad right now.
Yeah, it's been a weird start to the season.
Well, I'm looking at I got Toronto pulled up right now. I'm looking at their lineup. Springer's hitting 205. Vlad's hitting 239. Bichette's hitting 195.
Wow.
This is all off props cash, so I'm not sure if that data is exactly correct, but that's what this is saying. Vladimir Guerrero's striking out at 20.88% right now, so
that's a lot for him.
It is, yeah. It's a lot.
Especially because he's a good bad ball hitter. Like, but ball can be out of the zone, and normally he still puts it in play normally.
Correct.
Maybe just ain't
like
seeing
his dad. It's still early in the season, but I think if they need to pick it up, then it's going to need to happen in the next couple of weeks for them.
Yeah, because in that division, man, you can get behind bad in a hurry.
Yeah, you can't get behind.
No.
Baltimore and the Yankees are going to be right there.
Yep, they're going to hit. They're both top 5 in WRC plus against righties. Both very good bullpens. So, yeah, those two. That's the creme de la creme of the AL East. Is those two. Toronto. I thought they would be better. I'm a little shocked they've been this bad, but maybe they'll turn it around.
Boston's a game and a half above Tampa Bay right now, and Toronto's in last place. So,
wow. Yeah,
and that shocked you a little bit. I'm kind of recapping. I'm checking up all the standings. Too bad the Oakland's lost 2 games in a row after the run they put on, because they're sitting right there. They're better than Houston and the Angels right now, which I thought they were going to be dead last in the division. So I'm happy about that.
Oakland's bullpen is no joke. Having the 6th best bullpen in baseball. Last year they were dead last, but yeah, they've improved it.
Oh, do you know why?
It's insane.
You know why? I know why. They got rid of AJ Puke. They sent him down to Miami. They said, "Get out of here." He should not be a major league pitcher.
Yeah.
Awful. Coming out of college, he was a monster. He was striking out everybody.
There ain't many throws left in this arm. I'm 41 years old. I played a little college ball, and this shoulder's shot. Like, I've got all kind of shoulder issues. But I wonder if I could pitch as well as AJ Puke.
You would walk less people.
That's it. Yeah. I'm at least going to throw strikes. Come on, man.
Man, I don't like to talk bad about a player, but when he came out of college, he was a monster. He was solid. I know he was a high draft pick too. But, man, and I know when Miami already announced when he comes back off the DL, he's going to come out of the bullpen. You just can't start that guy. He'll lose every game.
How's he not in AAA? But it is the
Marlins. Definitely AAA.
Like the Marlins.
Well, they don't have any pitching right now. They're down like 2 or 3 starters. They have to have somebody come up. And why not let that guy at least? They got to give him a chance.
I'm so mad, and this is I need to learn to let some things go betting wise. But last year, I had the Marlins under their season win total. Of course, they come out of nowhere.
They were good last year, man.
Yeah, they make the playoffs. Nobody sees that coming. It's like I was a year too early. This would have been the perfect year to play them under. I didn't think they'd be that bad because, they're supposed to have Sandy Alcantara, supposed to have Yuri Perez.
Braxton Garrett.
Braxton Garrett. Supposed to have a really good rotation. And, man.
I love their rotation when they're healthy.
This is just blown
up. I still think they have solid hitters. Last year, they were one of the best contact hitting teams.
Yeah.
Especially led by Arraez.
Yep. They didn't trade him. They traded him. Traded him over the weekend. It's crazy. Traded him to the Padres. What? Yeah, they traded him. Yep. Traded him
on. We can put on this show.
Yep.
What happened?
Traded him on Friday night. It was funny. They right before the game.
Padres.
Yeah. Right before the game.
Padres fan, man.
He'd already been announced in the lineup. It's so funny. And then the next thing you know, a few minutes later, they cut over the dugout and his teammates are coming up and hugging him and just telling him bye. The crazier thing that happened was, though, the minor league guys that came back to the deal, to the Marlins. So they showed that minor league game. I felt so sorry. This poor kid, he's on second base. He just hit a double, I guess, or something. He's on second base. They stopped the game. And the coach has to go out and get him off second base and says, "Hey, dude, I'm sorry you've been traded to the Marlins." He's looking around like, what are you talking about? I just hit a double. Like, what are you doing? It's just this ball's weird, man. It's weird. They come and get you out of the game.
Marlins are a disaster. I think Derek Jeter also left the Marlins in the offseason as well. I think he parted ways with their front office. So
That's
they're
the
just a
problem.
mess right now, man. Jeez.
You don't have the captain anymore. The captain, once he left.
El Capitano, no. And talking about breaking news, I was pretty excited yesterday that we got Justin Steele and Walker Buehler back. So
Yep,
we got
that was
two really
nice.
good pitchers back in MLB. We got Verlander back a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure who else is coming up. Garrett Cole's got to be close to coming back. He should be working on some pitching right now and lengthening in his arm a little bit. So I think we'll see him within a month. So
yeah, they said
we got some pitchers trending back.
Said he threw off the mound. Garrett Cole threw off the mound 2 days ago.
I don't know if he's hasn't worked in any rehab starts yet.
Yeah, not yet. They said he was hit average around 89 mile an hour, but he was just literally just, that's crazy. He's hitting 89 and he wouldn't even try, and that's insane. Wow.
Yeah, we need him back in baseball. Baseball's better with him.
Yeah,
He's
he says
good.
he'll be
He's a
eligible
pitcher.
return from IL in late May. So what is that? 3 weeks or so? 2.5, 3 weeks, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, I'm still salty. We lost Bieber and Strider, so I don't know if I'll ever be okay with that.
It's a bummer, man.
Tough.
I've never, in 23 years of betting baseball, I've never placed a Cy Young bet and then the very next day learned that he went on freaking out. He's out for the year. I
think you're gonna make it up if Freed can cash for you, man. Because that's a real nice play.
Yeah, I hope so.
I got a couple people in the Discord on that play too, so now I don't know if you're not the only one on that play anymore. There's quite a few people on that now. So.
He's back in form. He gave up a couple bombs to the Dodgers, but that's forgivable. He still looked really good. He struck out 7.
Yeah. All right, so what do you got for today's best bets, man? Let's feed the people a little bit.
Yeah.
You got anything you like out there? Anything to stick out? I know you're on quite a few bets over there on bettersinsider.com. You put a nice article out today, I saw.
Check it out, guys. Appreciate y'all stopping by there. We got 4 strikeout props over there and 2 best bets. But if I had to pick just one, my favorite, I'd go with Zach Gallen over 5.5 strikeouts. -140 at Fanatics or Points Bets. Best line right now. Little juicy, but man, I think it's worth it, dude. I don't know why this is not. I actually made this line. I'll give you a little sneak preview. I made this line 7.5 just because of Cincinnati's lineup. They strike out the second most in baseball against right-handed pitchers. They're always striking out. They got a ton of the young hitters that are fun to watch. Will Benson, I think he strikes out like 35% of the time. Even our buddy Ellie De La Cruz, I think he strikes out 30-something% of the time. Checking it out here.
I'm not a fan of Jonathan India at all. He strikes out a lot too. He burned us. There was one game, I can't remember who we were on. I feel like it was a Phillies pitcher, but we took him under 6.5 strikeouts. He struck out 3 times.
Gosh.
I think he only batted 3 times. He struck out all 3 times.
Of course.
On the first 2 at bats, he struck out looking on the 3rd pitch, and then his 3rd time up to bat, he watched 3 straight pitches.
Wow! So what are you doing?
Watching.
Unbelievable.
I almost had a total migraine that day.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I cannot believe he did.
And
that.
I'm not surprised. It's not the first time Jonathan India is. He's let me down a few times too, especially with some defense. He's made some key errors when I've bet on the Reds over the years, so I'm a little salty with him also. But
that was Braxton Miller actually was the pitcher.
Oh, really? Man, isn't that crazy how you remember the exact picture? I mean, that's how you know it was bad when you remember all the details.
It was under 6.5 strikeouts, and he had 3 of them. Unbelievable.
I can't stand
Unbelievable. Yeah, what do you like about Gallen here, man?
Since he's got 5 guys in their lineup with K rates over 25%, I was just looking it up here. 3 of those guys strike out 32% of the time or more. Gallen hadn't faced Cincy much in his career, but his K rate against Cincy, 42.9%. He throws 6 different pitches at any time. He can mix it up. Really fastball's only 93, but I'm big on extension. He's only 93, but he's a ton of extension, so it's really more like 96, 97 by the time he releases it. His K rate this season, 26.3%. It's very good. I think that's in the 71st percentile. So just a lot to like about Gallen. I think this is one of these ones, Wade. I just want to ask you this. I don't play the ladders. I know it's big amongst the younger crowd in betting, But I think this
It
is one
is.
you can probably play a ladder on. I'm gonna as the best bet. We'll definitely do the over 5.5 at the juice. But I really like FanDuel. You can get 7+ Ks at plus 140. You can also get 8+ Ks at plus 285. You can get 9+ Ks at plus 560. I think this would be the one to maybe throw just a tiny peanuts wager on each one of those on a ladder. Just because I could see Gallon mowing down 10 Reds hitters. I really could see it. He's shown
How deep do you think he's going to go? That's my first question is how deep do you think he's going to go? Because he averages 9.8 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yeah, exactly. I think he goes at least 6. That's why I'm more comfortable laying the juice. But, I mean, if he goes 7, he's got a real chance to get, I think, 8 or more. Just because you got to think the Reds are good for 1.5 per inning. That's what I'm guessing. That's actually what I projected it at. If he goes 6, I was going to set the line at 7.5. I think his outs, you'd know better than me on this. What does his outs look like as far as where
they don't have his outs listed to grab this today for some reason. I don't
gotcha.
see it right now.
That's weird.
They have not released it today. That's probably because they know he's going to go deep. And when they hold props, it's because they know they're afraid to put some of these props out.
I was going to ask you
just set it at 18. Just set it at 18.5, but they can't really set it at 18.5 because actually, you know what? I think I did see because I'm looking at outlier.bet right now. They don't have his outs listed. Let me switch over to props.cash real quick. I actually have both.
DK doesn't
I think
have
I
it.
saw.
Yeah, DK. I'm on DK right now. They don't have it.
I thought I saw 15.5. Yeah, he's 15.5 on props.cash, but that doesn't tell me what book he's available.
That's insanely low.
That's where he's at though. And if you look at for this season, he's hit 18 twice. He's hit 15 4 times. He's not been good this year. He's burned us on outs numerous times this year, and we're not even touching him anymore. He's a pitcher that's on the banned list right now for outs, at least.
That's crazy too, because I mean, you look at his other metrics, pretty good. I mean, 3.38.
He's good at home. He's over 2 twice. He's gone 6 innings at home twice, but on the road, he's only gone 15. His last 3 starts on the road, he's only gone 15.
Gotcha.
If you look back, he's actually hit 15 outs in his last 5 straight away games.
Gotcha.
So doesn't matter who he's facing. He's struggling versus good teams and bad teams right now.
This is weird because it's like as far as Ks are concerned, he's went over this line in 4 out of his last 5, so he's still striking guys out.
I think
you're right. He's getting hit a little. He's getting hit a little more than usual. It looks like.
I think for some reason, and this is my honest truth, when I look at him, I'm shocked that he's such a good pitcher because he's very small. Yeah. He's short. He's not a guy. He's not an intimidating pitcher. And you can look like a Randy Johnson. He'll go out there and he will scare hitters.
Yeah. 6'10".
I don't know why anybody would be scared of Zach Gallen other than he's just got really good stuff. You don't really look at him as a pitcher. Like, I'm scared of this guy. I think teams are starting to catch on to him a little bit and they're hitting him really well. But like you said, he's got a really good matchup today. He's hit 7 strikeouts and 10 strikeouts so far this year. So if you were to ladder this, I would probably – obviously you're taking the normal over 5.5 line. I would definitely take 6.5 because I think he's going to hit 7 easily. Yeah. If you were going to try to go 7.5 and try to get him to 8, I would just put minimal money on that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
A lot. But I for sure think he's going to get to 7 today. I would be very shocked if he doesn't get to 7, unless he only goes 3 innings. But do we really trust the Reds to hit him like that? I don't think the Reds are that potent of an offense either. So I think this is a good matchup for him, even on the road. And if he goes 6 innings, man, you might be seeing 8 or 9 strikeouts today.
That's what I'm hoping, man. This will be the first time I've ever did a ladder bet. I'm like, hey, why not? Let's do it. Main bet obviously still going to be the over 5.5, but I am going to sprinkle over. Going to do the 7+, the 8+, 9+, and the 10+. I'm going to go for the gold. I'm going to go for all of it and just, obviously do the ladder, and just bet a little less on each one.
If he keeps his walks down today, I think that helps his strikeout numbers. So, and I think he can keep his walks down because his over 1.5 walks is only -115. So the books are already telling you it's a probably favorable. He's not going to throw 2 walks today, which would be in favor of his both his outs and his Ks too. So I'm trying to see what his hits prop is real quick.
Oh yeah, it'd
his
be
hits
interesting.
Prop line is set to 4.5, and it's even money there. So man, he might only give up 4 hits. If he gives up 4 hits and goes deep, you're looking pretty good on strikeouts today. Nice find, very nice find, man.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. All right,
nice.
You're the one. You're the one that went 6-0 last night. Everybody's waiting to hear yours. As am I. I'm always kind of on pins and needles. Want to know if you're going to go with outs, you're going to go with walks, you're going to go with earned runs, you're going to go. It's like it's just. I don't know. It's kind of fun to me because I'm like, all right, what's he going to go with?
We're gonna do something. Yeah, we're gonna do something a little different today.
All right.
We gave out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are on 7 plays today. It's just a big day. We liked a lot of stuff, but it's a mix of different things. We're not on like just walks or outs or anything.
Right.
I'm gonna go with something a little different than we've given on the show so far. We're gonna go down to your team, Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
I just couldn't pass. I could not pass this up. I was looking around, scouring the earned runs market. Man, Ronaldo Lopez has been an absolute stud this year.
Yes.
He's had 5 starts. He's under in 4 of these 5. His last game, who did they play last game against at Seattle? He did give up 3 runs, but before that, he gave up 1, 0, 0, and 1. And
Holy
2 of those
smoke.
games he gave up 0 were against the Mets and the Astros, which I know they're not like the best winning teams right now, but both can hit. Both have good batters. The other 2 games were against the White Sox and Miami, so you got to take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
But what I really liked was over his last 30 outings, whether he was a starter or just a reliever coming in. He's only gone over this 1 game in the last 30 outings, and that was his last game. So that's a hit rate of 97%. Currently, he has a ERA of 1.5, and he's allowing a .190 batting average against.
Ooh. Wow.
So I just think the matchups can be a little tricky because Boston can hit, but I just think this is a pretty good look, especially when he's at home. He's got a FIP of 2.94, which ranks 82nd percentile.
Love it.
He's just got the stuff, man. He's on a roll, and I believe we talked about the Braves earlier getting right against the Red Sox today. I do believe they're going to win today, and I think it's because he keeps the runs down, and the bullpen will come in and get the job done for him.
Yeah, I love that one. I was looking up Lopez a little bit here. You had all really good points. You're right on the money with his stuff. I mean, he throws 95. His slider's just knee buckling. It's 84 mile-an-hour slider. He's got a curveball. He throws at 77. His chase rate is in the 75th percentile. His whiff rate's in the 77th percentile. So that tells me these hitters are getting baffled by Ronaldo Lopez. Kind of a fun find for Atlanta. I mean, it's his 9th year in the big leagues, and he's never really put it together. But man, this year he is a different guy, man. He's only 30 years old still. I knew he bounced around a little bit. But you're absolutely right. I mean, his expected batting average is 225. So Boston could have trouble putting together anything against Ronaldo.
Let me tell you this, too. If you look at his outs, he's hit 18, 18, 18, 21, and then his last game he hit 15. So, and his line right now is still sitting at 15.5. And so the books actually have his over 15.5 at -135. We didn't take it, but that's a pretty good look. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the fines, because if you look at his in 2024, he averages 88 pitches with a 30% CSW. So it's he's been really on point this year. I don't really see it faltering too much. He strikes out batters at a 27% rate,
really good,
which is 78th percentile. His WHIP is a 1.0, which is 81st percentile. He's got control. He's feeling confident. I don't know if the Braves pitching coach, I'm not sure who it is. I don't know if he should get a medal this year because right now with the way Lopez and the way Chris Sale are both pitching, man, it's almost like they don't even miss Strider right now.
I had to get the hat, dude. Since you're going with one of my guys, going with the Braves, baby. Got the Braves hat on. Boom. Love it.
Dude, if they had Strider, man, it's like there'd be a whole nother level. But they're doing so well with these other guys they fit in.
Woo!
Man, I'm still liking my Braves World Series future pick right now with the way the pitching staff's rounding out. Max Fried's not looking as bad as he was at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
I'm not sure how their bullpen's doing. You would have a better idea about that than me.
They started off really hot, but they've kind of
if they can get their hitting to come back in form, they're just going to be a nightmare to deal with in the postseason. As long as Fried, Lopez, and Sale can stay healthy, they're going to make a deep run because when they get into the postseason, they dwindle down their starting lineup, their rotation, so they're not going to go 4 or 5 deep anyway. So.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to go to 3 or 4 man rotations. Exactly right. Yeah, Atlanta, I've got them. They have come back down a little bit. I've got them 11th in baseball, which is still pretty good. It's still not bad.
Still good.
As far as bullpen, it's not bad at all. K rate 22.3%, not bad. Walk rate very good, only 7.3% walk rate, so they're not giving up a ton. And they should be due for some positive regression too, man. I don't know if you ever look at the Babbitt stat, the BIP, or batted average for balls in play. Their batted average balls in play is 296, which that's really high. Usually it just means they're getting a little bit unlucky. Some
they're hitting the ball, they're hitting 2 people.
Yeah, exactly. So they've gotten a little unlucky.
You gotta start finding the gap, man.
Yeah, they should probably.
Well, the Braves are,
be a top 5 or 6.
Trying to see, they're minus 184 right now.
Yep, that's what I show also.
Yeah, minus 184 money line, and they've lost obviously 3 straight. They've actually lost 5 of the last 6 games, so it's hard to take that juice. I don't know if you would like to take their minus 1.5 at plus money, but they've only covered that 2 of their last 10. But this might be the best spot for them to actually win by 2 runs here plus money. We'll see if that catches. See if I'm right.
I could see it. I didn't take it.
Crawford's going to keep your own runs down too.
Yeah,
so I think this is going to be a real low scoring game. The total's at 8.5. They actually have it favored to go over 8.5, but a lot of games ended 9.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I would definitely lean under with Crawford and Lopez on the hill. Maybe an under first 5, take the bullpens out of it.
I think Crawford's earned runs were like 3.5, and I think that under 3.5 is a good look too. I'm not going to touch it just because I'm always scared of the Braves offense. They could just wake up any moment. But
as much as Atlanta's been scuffling too, that is surprising they set it that high. I guess it's just out of respect for Acuna and Riley and all, once the boys put it together, and maybe they do. Maybe this is the night they wake up, after a nice day off yesterday. Maybe they're pissed off for greatness after getting swept. This might be a good bounce back spot for them. I hope it is. As a fan, I hope it is. But yeah, I would.
Yeah, if
you want to lay a run.
If you don't mind taking juice, man. I mean, if you don't mind playing minus 184, take it. I think Braves are going to win this game. So, and there are people that are out there fine. Just they're happy with taking minus 184. They don't care.
Yeah.
So it's one of those spots where I think a seasoned vet would probably take this line if they truly believe the Braves have an edge in this game, and I think they do.
Yeah, so. I mean, you make an excellent point there, Wade, because you have to ask yourself, what would this line have been if the Braves wouldn't have got swept? It'd probably be well over 200, probably 210, 220.
205.
Getting a little value just because, everybody overreacts to what they just seen. And so since they got swept, everybody's like, oh, Atlanta, they can't hit anymore. And it's like, man, it's just a bad series, And so the guys are going to figure it out.
And they're back home cooking too.
Yep.
So,
especially
with the day off. If this was the first game back home after getting swept, I would be a little worried to take it. But with that day off, to already being back home, they were with their family and their kids last night. Now it's time to play some baseball.
That's it.
So
yeah, no more distractions. Time to hit the ball. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you always, man. This is episode 10 now. So we've been rocking these,
Dude,
bringing some people winners.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, man.
It's been a blast. I appreciate you making the time all the way in Vietnam once again, man. Your dedication impresses me. It impresses my mom. Even my mom's not missed an episode. She's like, man, Wade must really love MLB to broadcast it at 1 a.m. Vietnam time. I said, dude, he's the man. He's the man. I just don't know what else to say. He's the man. You know?
No, I love it, man. I think this will be our last recording while I'm here because we leave late. We leave like late Thursday, Friday morning. So.
I got you. Cool. Well, good deal, man.
So we'll be back. We'll get a recording in on next Monday, I guess. So
that'll work. Yeah, that'll work, man. We enjoy the last few days of vacation, brother. And
yeah, no, we're gonna try. We got me some nice golf stuff. I've been buying all sorts of stuff for cheap here. Got the hat.
Looks good. There's styling.
Got the golf
here,
stuff
man.
going. Yeah,
styling over here. When you go 6-0, you can afford to buy nice stuff. You know, that's just how it is. You sweep the board. You need to treat yourself a little bit.
Well, these shirts, the Nike golf shirts that I picked up too, they're like $75, $80, $100 back home. Yeah. I'm picking these up for like $10 a pop.
Wow.
So
man, you got to load up.
Everything's made in Vietnam, so it's all right here. I'm in the land.
Yes,
I'm in the land. Right. If you check, if you people out there just check all your clothes in your closet, I bet you at least 50% of it's made in Vietnam.
You're probably
if
right.
Not more.
Isn't that crazy?
If not more.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. So we'll see. We got a couple more days here. Hopefully we can cash some more bets today. Hopefully you guys have a great week. Hopefully you have a great week. I know we won't talk until obviously you and I will be talking on Twitter and stuff, but obviously, we won't do a show, but I really hope your bets go well over the weekend.
Same to you, buddy. Same to you.
We'll have a UFC and baseball article coming out probably pretty soon, next couple of days for bettorsinsider.com. So, yeah, guys, we always got to plug that a little bit. Go check out bettorsinsider.com. You got eatwatchbet.com. All the free bets you can take, articles. Even if you don't like to read, none of these articles are that long. You can read these things in 2 minutes and get your bets in 3. So
that's right. Yeah, 1,000 words tops. So we want you to be able to read it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes or less. And check us out. Wade's doing a fabulous job over UFC. Had a big weekend in UFC. Huge bounce back.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that, man. We went 7-2 in UFC bets. Yeah, the articles went 2-3, but overall we went 7-2. We crushed UFC this last week, man.
It makes it even better.
And you know what's disappointing is UFC is in St. Louis this weekend, and we were going to go, and it just happens that we get back the same day that UFC is, and there's no way we can get all the way back from Chicago to Indianapolis and then drive all the way down to St. Louis and make it. So they don't really come around that close to Indiana, so it's a bummer. But we'll have to maybe I'll have to make a trip out to Vegas sometime.
There you go.
There, so
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
All right,
well, I appreciate it, man, as always, and hopefully everybody has a blessed day.
Yeah, thank you, my man. Have a blessed few days of vacation there, and we'll have a safe trip home also, man. And keep cashing the tickets, man. You go, might as well go 7-0 tonight, Wade. Might as well. Go ahead. Somebody's got to.
Baby.
Might as well be you, man. Come on.
We got it. You got 6. We got 7. We might go 13-0 today together.
Hey, do it.
All right, man. Well, appreciate everybody. Thanks again.
Be good,
See you guys.
See you, bro.